Hey, 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 happy Saturday. It is self-care Saturday. What you doing today to take care of yourself? How are you taking care of yourself? Check out my shirt. Strong. I'm feeling strong. Type in the chat where you're from and why are you feeling strong today? I want to know. I want to know. Today, I am celebrating Black History Month all day, but today particularly celebrating it. I'm going to be speaking at a Black History Month program, and I'm just really excited. I got my dress laid out to wear. Can you believe I'm gonna wear a full dress? Full dress. I can count how many times I've had a full dress on in this doggone pandemic. That's why I posted the other day. The funny thing is, I had on a sequin skirt. I'm like, really, Katrina? But I actually felt great teaching with the skirt. I don't know, 30 years of conditioning. Get excited. So I am trying to work this light situation. I'm sorry. Hey, girl, I see you from Alabama. I see Alonda. Awesome. I see author Tumiki. Am I saying it correctly? So today I'm talking about Black skin. My black is beautiful. I think I'm going to turn this light off. And I am just going to share some of the things I've learned, yes, exactly. No pajamas underneath for a change. Okay. We just finished our Bible broadcast and I'm going to spend 45 minutes, maximum of an hour in here. I got a lot I want to share. So hopefully I can do it more quickly, but the program I'm doing is right after that. So I'm gonna have to get myself together and do a quick transformation. Hampton, Virginia. Oh my gosh, I'm an AKA leadership fellow. And I was at Hampton way back in the 90s. And it was one of my best, most memorable. I love Hampton, Virginia. Memphis, Tennessee in the house, San Francisco, whoop, whoop, local girl. I appreciate it. And I see the person with two hearts. I got to get you to hit the StreamYard so I could see your name. But thanks for the love. So I'm going to give you some knowledge. I'm going to drop some knowledge. I'm going to ask Alexa, turn off, please. I had some spa music going. You know, I like to come on, especially today. I would have came on with something. I don't know, classic R&B, Marvin Gaye, Shaka Khan, something. Okay. But Facebook doesn't like the music. So I have to play the music before. I love my Alexa, because now it's gotten so good till I could just say play my station and it knows my station. It's made a station just for me on Apple Music. So I'm going to give you some knowledge. Hey, Sora. Yes, I have a sorority meeting. Get to know you. I've just joined a new chapter. So I have that today too. How are we fitting all this stuff in? How many of you are like, I need a vacation from my house? Hello. So here's the deal. This is a really cool article I found. Skincare adaptation. Because some people, when I say black skin, obviously we know there's some people who might take offense to that, but I've been black all my life, so I can talk about it authentically. Some people don't understand that there are some differences. And it's true, there are. But there just are some differences. And so we're going to talk about it. Melanin makes a difference. So human skin color is quite variable around the world. It ranges, I'm giving you some science. This is coming from an anthropology scientist. It ranges from a very dark brown among some Africans, Australians, and Aborigines, okay, and Melanesians, all right, to a very yellowish pink among some Northern Europeans. There are actually no people who actually have black, white, red, or yellow skin, all right? These are commonly used terms that do not reflect biological reality. So we know when we go into the sub-Saharan African region is where you see some of the brownest skin, but also among Indians, among Australians, among Aborigines. When I was in Fiji, OMG, I saw some folks that were blacker than any of my relatives. So yes, we need a vacation. So skin color is due primarily to the presence of a pigment called melanin, which is controlled by at least 6 genes. So there's some difference. There's some DNA difference. Both light and dark complexioned people have melanin. However, 2 forms are produced. Don't get me started to mispronouncing this. Phenylalanine. So it's PHEO melanin. pheomelanin, I guess, which is red to yellow in color, and eumelanin, which is dark brown to black. People with light complexion skin mostly produce pheomelanin. I might be saying it wrong. Somebody help a sister out. While those with dark colored skin mostly produce eumelanin. Eumelanin? I don't know how to say it, but we got Google. I could have Googled it before, but I didn't. In addition, individuals differ in the number of size of melanin particles. So among sisters, you will see some people, I must have less melanin than some of my sisters, even that are watching. I don't know if that's true, but I guess the more melanin you have, the darker you are, I would imagine. The latter two variables are more important in determining skin color than the percentages of the different kinds of melanin. And lighter skin color is also affected by red cells in blood flowing close to the skin. To the lesser extent, the color is affected by the presence of fat under the skin and keratin. A reddish, not like fat like obese fat, but fat like good fat, okay? A reddish orange pigment in the skin. Hair color is also due to the presence of melanin. So hello, come on in, Max. All right. So Max has no melanin. I used to joke and say, we have a white dog, a brown dog, and my dog was a black dog, and he passed away. So we had a little bit of everything up in here. But trust me, he when the scraps hit the flow, he'll eat some soul food, even though you're not supposed to have it. Melanin is normally located in the epidermis, or the outer skin layer. It is produced at the base of the epidermis by specialized cells called melanocytes. These cells have photosensitive receptors similar to those in the eye and detect ultraviolet radiation from the sun and other sources. This was really, really good for me to read about my skin. So I looked and saw this little diagram, but I just want to read this part to you before we get the party started. And I tell you about all these products that I wrote down that I think are really, really, really special. And I'm going to tell you why retinol specifically, hello, Clinical Solutions, is perfect for bronze skin. Nature has selected for people with darker skin in tropical latitudes, especially in non-forested regions where ultraviolet radiation from the sun is usually the most intense. So the melanin, think about it, when you live in that sub-Saharan area, when, for Arabs in where it's high desert, when I tell you, when I was in Dubai and we went out there deep, I understood why being all covered up, I'm telling you, it made me cooler. I was like, are you kidding me? I wanted everything covered all the way down to my legs. You would think you would be hotter, but I was like, I wanted everything covered except for my eyes and just my little toesies because it was so hot. So God gave a richer melanin, and it protects, especially non-forested regions, it protects from the sun. Melanin acts as a protective biological shield against UV radiation. By doing this, it helps to prevent sunburn damage that could result in DNA changes and subsequently several kinds of malignant skin cancers. Melanoma specifically. So in particular, this is a serious threat to life. Do not think that Black folks don't need sunscreen. That's one fallacy. Okay, exactly. Arizona too. In the United States, approximately 54,000 people get this aggressive type of skin cancer. Only 8,000 die from it, but those at higher risk are European Americans. They have a 10-time higher risk than African Americans, but African Americans still can get melanoma. All right. I'm going to drop down here. It says it would be harmful if melanin acted as a complete shield, though. So if melanin completely shielded us from the sun, we wouldn't get the good things we need from the sun. A certain amount of shortwave UV radiation, UVB rays, must penetrate the outer layer in order for the body to produce vitamin D. So the very first thing that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, well, it has everything to do with everything, has everything to do with COVID. There's so many articles you can read about it. And African Americans have a lower dose of vitamin D. And so I love my vitamin D3. So make sure that is one thing that is super important. Approximately 90% of this vitamin in people normally is synthesized in their skin and their kidneys from the cholesterol-like precursor chemical with the help of UV radiation. When we were sheltered in place, one of the things that started to affect us and jack us up was we were getting less vitamin D naturally from the sun. And with extra melanin, we naturally absorb less vitamin D. All right. So it has some blessings, but it also has some challenges. 10% of vitamin D comes from, so 90% basically we're getting from the sun. 10% comes from foods such as fatty fish, egg yolks. Simple vitamin D is converted in our bodies into subsequent formulas. I'm not going to go through that whole thing, but it talks about vitamin D plays a huge role in the prevention of fungal, bacterial, viral infections, including the common flu and COVID, right? It's all over. They've talked about it. But too much ultraviolet radiation penetrated in the skin may cause a breakdown in the body and can cause anemia. So you want to look at all this because this, you got to be beautiful on the inside and healthy on the inside, because your skin, a lot of times externally, eczema and different things can be a result of what's taking place on the inside. And there's some specific skin conditions that are prevalent in African Americans more often. And some of that, honestly, is related to diets. In the United States and other developed nations, milk is fortified with vitamin D. I'm not even going to go there and talk about that, but we need to get it naturally. This is what I wanted to share. There is a growing epidemic of a vitamin D deficiency in the United States. The national government found that only 23% of teens and adults had a sufficient amount of essential vitamin, this essential vitamin in their blood. It was 45% a decade earlier. So it was 45%, then 23%. And interesting, because they say the sun layer is decreasing. So you'd think we'd be getting more, but there's a lot of other stuff going on. But here's the deal. The rate for African Americans in particular is far worse. It has dropped from 12% to only 3%, having what doctors consider to be an adequate amount of vitamin D in overall health. And it is linked to all kinds of things, COVID, and it is linked to breast cancer. So my very first thing I'm talking to y'all about ain't got nothing to do with skincare, but a sister needs vitamin D. How many of you are taking vitamin D? How many of you are taking vitamin D? How many of you are taking vitamin D? Whoever types "so true vitamin D," type your name because I can't see. So I'm going to kick off and tell you some stuff that I know. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. Melanin is what gives your skin its uniquely special color. For the most part, the ingredients and types of products needed to address skin concerns remain the same regardless of skin color. So let's be clear, 90% of what we use is dependent upon your skin type. And even though I would say across the board, I'm not a scientist, but I think across the board, bronze skin, and I've noticed that some of my clients have more are more oily in general than my European brothers and sisters. However, our diet is all jacked up and we all got these UVA and UVB rays. So I'm noticing more and more Black folks with drier skin and more of my European sisters that are having oily skin, because there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on in there too. Environment is huge. Diet is huge. Water is huge, right? But in general, these are some things we're going to find. There are lighter skin tones within populations of African Americans, Hispanics, Latinas, Asians, Pacific Islanders. So let's just share. I have one of my best clients who is lighter than some of my white sisters that might be watching. So we just know how many of us are some Black folks, and we have some super high yellow. We got a whole color issue going on within the African American race. So the very first thing I'm going to talk about, well, first, I just got to go there. The most important thing is that your skin is clean. And since I have a Black History event, guess what? I'm doing my face on camera. So I do wash my face before I get up. I don't just roll up out of bed here. So today I'm still on my husband's side of the bathroom. But today I'm not over here because it's cleaner, because I cleaned my side. Get excited, okay? But he has more space and it was already set up over here. So, hey, Edie. So, cleaning your skin. This is huge. I will tell you that one of the things that takes place for African Americans, this is not scientific, but I would be willing to bet this. I'd be willing to bet this. Two things that took place. Number one, our ancestors could not afford skincare. And number two, skincare in America was mostly formulated for older European skin, the market that could afford it. i.e., like a Dior or something like that, it wouldn't have worked for my grandmother, even if she could afford it, because, I'm just going way back, working more outside, but it just wasn't in the budget. So sometimes we have grown up with, I don't need that skincare. My grandmama didn't need it. They didn't need it. It is true. My grandmama's skin looked amazing, but she also had a garden. You know what I'm saying? She didn't drink no soda pop. It was a special occurrence. And she made all her food. Even the dog food was handmade. So let's just talk. We need some skincare. So Voluform, whether you need the training bra, the botanicals, whether you need the support bra, the miracle set, whether you need the push-up bra, the Voluform, that's what I'm using today. And then I'm gonna also talk to you about how everybody needs a whole boob job, which is the clinical solutions. Okay, so great skincare. So one of the things that I'm going to tell you that's particular among Black skin is spots and uneven skin tone. So let me talk about this. This is one of the more widely researched topics of skin of color, with a variety of contributing factors, including hormones, skin injury, acne, sun damage, and even the routine buildup of dead skin cells. All of these lead to variations in the depth of uneven skin tone. Of course, uneven skin tone happens for everybody, but it shows more on our skin. While this is also an issue for lighter skin, as I just said, it's often more difficult to resolve in melanin-rich skin, requiring a combination approach using different ingredients. So clearly, what do we got? I got so much product over here. I got to find the tone correcting serum. Now, I am in the middle of my retinization process, so I'm not going to put all of this on my face. If you're a client who's watching, the retinization process is what we do with our clinical solutions. And for 8 weeks, there's some products you avoid using because your skin is adjusting to pure retinol, which I'm going to talk about. But our tone correcting serum is amazing. And so this is essential for an essential addition to skincare. All right. That's going to help with that. So I'm going to put that one over there. Tone correcting serum. I talked about that. Another huge one, y'all. Vitamin C. Okay. I am not getting paid by Costco, but my chewable vitamin C over here that I take in addition to my multi vitamin. But this right here, vitamin C, helps fade hyperpigmentation. This is huge, huge, huge among African Americans. This includes sunspots, age spots, melasma. I know somebody is like, who's she checking that up? Others occurs when melanin is overproduced in certain areas of the skin. It can also happen in areas where acne has healed. I found all of this out where Google. Vitamin C application has been shown to impede melanin over reproduction. So this is thebomb.com. Super important. You just use a little tab of it. You don't use it while you're during your retinization process. But my girlfriend, Sabrina, when I tell you, she's like, I don't want to start my clinical solutions because I cannot imagine not using this. All right. So this right here is huge. Consultants, use it yourself. Talk about it a lot. The product will sell for you just from talking about it, before and after pictures and so forth. So another huge thing is sunscreen. Using the right sunscreen is going to be important. So of course, I'm about to put on my day cream. Actually, I'm putting on my husband's day cream. Yeah. Okay. He has the men's set over here, but he uses Voluform. And last night was his retinization day. And when I woke him up today, I said, you got to retinize tonight because we didn't do it yesterday. He's like, why didn't you wake me up? I'm trying to stay on time. He had an attitude. I hope he don't come in here and hear me. But he had an attitude. He was like, don't be getting me off. I'm seeing the different results. He's on week 4, starting week 4 today. So when I tell you, he said, am I putting too much of this on? How much serum do I put on? He keeps asking me over and over. So, all right, sunscreen. I got my sunscreen on. I'm ready because you must increase your external vitamin D outside. You got to be outside to get the vitamin D, and you got to protect yourself from the sun. Okay, so it's like, dark circles. Dark circles is huge. All right. Again, everyone can see can experience dark circles, but they can show more on our skin. Certain ethnicities are more prone to dark under eye circles. Um, and this is particularly challenging issue to resolve because this is often an inherited trait that goes beyond the realm of what topical skincare products can address. Some of my clients that are of Indian descent, they use concealer, particularly under the eye area. There are certain ethnicities that you just notice there's naturally a more of a dark circle. Some of that can be helped with using great eye care products, and some of it is important also. You cover it when you want more even tone. However, there are certain measures that you can take to help to prevent these dark circles from getting worse and delve deeper. They go deeper into dark circles. So, of course, we know what we do, which is feel free to walk past. Yay! Is this my beet juice?
No, this is a regular smoothie, a deliverance.
It's a deliverance.
How is it?
Oh my gosh, this one's so good. Because when I tell you, what's the juice you've been giving me?
It was a beet.
Come tell him on camera.
No.
Beet. It was beet. He just got off camera, but he's been giving me this beet juice, and when I tell you, it's so tart. Oh, so tart. And I'm the one who gave him the recipe, and I hated it. This one, it's not that sweet, but it's got some good stuff in there. But why is it so much? He gave me this much. It's like, okay, just all right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So dark circles under the eyes. So of course, you know, our eye creams are so important. And so that's huge. So you want to talk specifically and be bold consultants in recommending the eye creams for under the eye and making sure it's used properly. Acne is huge. All right. Because in some cases you will see more oil in our skin. Acne is common. So when it comes to acne, research indicates that darker skin tones can react somewhat differently to breakouts, particularly in terms of marks that are left behind. How many of us, we've noticed this in our families? It's common. But despite these differences, the gold standard treatment is a gentle cleanser and a leave-on product. This is third party. You need a leave-on product that contains salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide. Bam! We got it. So here you go. Even if you are using, I think I have my green screen on, even though I don't have no green screen. Even if you are using one of our other skincare lines, you can pull out. I pull out of every skincare line. For the botanical line, I use the toner because I like to wash my face before I wash my face at night. I use that to take off my makeup. I just like the way it feels. From the Clear Proof line, I used to use, actually, when I travel again, like when I was in Singapore, I used the whole line because it was so doggone hot up in that mug. Beautiful and hot. Premenopausal, I use this every time during the month. Okay. I don't have that challenge anymore. Hello. Now I need a fan. All right. My natural doctor is hooking me up. So these two products, salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, preventative, corrective. Okay. Actually, preventative, corrective. You can put this bad boy on along with the charcoal mask. I mean, this is true. Take a little bit of this, saturate it into that breakout area. All right. But you want to use this properly. If you overuse salicylic acid, your skin can become almost allergic to it. So you want to spot test it and introduce it to your skin slowly, kind of like the retinol. So you can apply this to where that breakout is. Then you can put some charcoal mask on, clean your house, walk around your house, sit down, chill. And then afterwards, put some of this on. And it can be like zip be gone. You working with someone, she's getting married, she's got an interview on camera, something going on, and she's like, I'm breaking out. This can help to dry it up, really. This is a must. And then, of course, we have the pore purifying serum, which is different. This has 2% salicylic acid. So all of those are leave on, which is what was recommended. All right. So acne is huge. Ceramides, never heard of this. Ceramides are natural components of skin that help keep it healthy healthily intact by contributing to skin's protective layer, which limits moisture loss. Research shows melanin-rich skin contains lower levels of ceramides. Hence, it can be more prone to dryness and can take on an ashy, they called it ASHEN, said not a Black person anywhere. We say ashy. Type it in the chat, okay? Your legs is ashy. Get back in here and put some lotion on. That is a common thing that happens in our houses. So, what do you need? You need to be hooked up with the Satin Body. First of all, you need to scrub in the shower. All over your booty, bate, everywhere. Get rid of ash is dead skin. It's not just dry skin, it's dead skin. So if you keep moisturizing without exfoliating, yes, everybody needs this. But on our skin, sometimes it looks like we stepped in salt. Hello. All right. Then you put on the lotion. So this is this. All right. I'm moving that over there. And while you add it, just go on and get the booty jiggle lotion. All right. This can help with the booty jiggle. I don't know what it is. I don't know if everybody has the dimples that go on back there, but I know when I look at my family, okay, we tend to have a little bit of extra on the backside. So this is for the booty. All right, there we go. All right, I'm hooking it up today. Everybody's gonna be, your husband gonna be like, baby, what have you done? So this is, it says that an ashy appearance when it is not amply hydrated. That is a nice way. Did your mama ever say, you're not amply hydrated? Look like you stepped in flour. Yes, you are not amply hydrated. That's what I'm going to say to my grandkids next time. Come on over here. I take the coconut oil on my grandsons. You just take the coconut oil, you put it in their head, you put it all down here. Give me them arms, give me them arms, give me them legs, give me them feet when they come out, all over. For facial skin, a moisturizer rich in ceramides is great solution for directly hydrate your skin. Additional things that you may want to use is a blend of non-fragrant. You do not want to use, this is the deal. A lot of folks will go with what is less expensive, again, because of budget and because of not being educated from previous generations. All right. And so we will use things that we use on our body, on our face, and they have fragrance in them. You don't want to put fragrance on your face because it's drying the skin out that already has extra oils that keep you younger looking. Duh, don't do that. So additionally, using a blend of non-fragrant, nourishing plant oils such as almond, argan, borage, coconut, primrose, jojoba seed, olive, safflower oil, okay, can make the skin difference. We got all kinds. So the moisturizer is going to make a difference. Some people need extra moisturizer. I love these two moisturizers. These are amazing. The oil-free hydrating gel, oh my gosh. This is like two of the least talked about products. I mean, we just don't talk about them anymore because we have so many things, but they still are around. I think they tried to discontinue them. Never do this. Even in your own product, always have a spatula, but hello, I don't have one right here. So I just love, this is a gel. Some of you, I bet you there's some consultants that are watching this that haven't even ordered this product and you love it. I put it on top sometimes, especially the oil-free hydrating gel. Oh my gosh. It feels like, I mean, I'm not over exaggerating. The only reason I'm hesitating is because I call the eye patches spa in a jar, but this is spa in a jar. This right here. This is like everything. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna start using this again all over my face. I think I'm gonna use this on top of my volume firm. That feels so good. This one, I talked about that one. This reminds me of my grandma's cold cream. This is what she used, y'all. This was what she used. It just was by a different company back in the day when I was growing up, pre-Mary Kay. And it is richer. And guess what? I can put that one on my face too. Now, I like the way the oil-free hydrating gel feels. I don't have combination skin, but I have, it's right on the cusp. It's not quite normal. I got a little bit of extra oil. But guess what? As shiny as I will be, oh all this, by the time I get ready to do my makeup, when I get off with y'all, all this shine will be gone and absorbed. There is a difference in oil and hydration. Just like when you get out of the shower, this hydration will all absorb. My skin will absorb it all, and I will not be shiny. Not at all. Okay, so are you getting me? Are you getting me? We talked about the everything you need for your body. This is huge. Satin hands. So that's huge. Helps. How do we say it? It helps the ashen appearance from skin that's not amply hydrated. Okay. Did I say this part? When skin lacks hold on, wait for it, because I'm about to get to retinol. When skin lacks the natural substances it needs, skincare can help bridge the gap by replenishing these substances. Moisturizers, serums, and treatment products, aka the products for the sexy people, that's what I call them, that are filled to the brim with antioxidants, skin restoring ingredients, skin replenishing ingredients, help skin keep a healthy, normal balance of water, okay, while preventing moisture loss. I feel like I might even put this article in the chat. Would y'all like that? Because this thing is good. For skin, facial skin, so I already said that. Okay, I'm on my last page, almost. For the body, a richly emollient cream, aka, where'd my mom put it? Where is my extra emollient night cream? I don't know where it went. I have one of the classic ones. Get excited. It says right there, for the body, a richly emollient cream for the body. I don't use this on my hands, but imagine this was my feet. Y'all, feet. Extend the pedicure. Everybody needs this, but I'm just going to tell you, I don't know. I've been a sister all my life. We get ashy longer. You can see it. Take this, mix it in with your lotion and apply it and watch out. Now, when it comes to the summertime, I'm going to tell you, I don't use that one as much when it's hot outside. I use it only at night. But in the summertime, I will take my Targeted Action toning lotion and my CC cream and put it on my legs. I don't need that for Zoom, but back when they let us out the house all the way again. Okay, so, all right, let me get to the good part. All right, it talks about sunscreen. We talked about that. It says specifically, do not use drying bar soaps. Soap, nope. Okay, so now it goes and it talks about chemical peels and dermabrasions. Chemical peels and dermabrasions. Listen to this, people. In-office treatments, such as chemical peels, some light-emitting treatments, and dermabrasion require careful consideration when it comes to darker skin tones. This is very, very interesting because I like going and seeing an esthetician, and those are wonderful. But this tells you dark patches, permanent loss of pigment, and in some cases, scarring can occur if these procedures are done too aggressively or without proper parameters in place. When considering in-office treatments, it's important to consult with a dermatologist who specializes in this area and has experience with skin of color. Gentler, superficial peels designed for at-home use, bam, are a better alternative because they're gentler. My dogs are watching, okay? And they're not as invasive and they're not as costly. When properly formulated and used as directed, such peels are widely considered safe and good for all ethnicities. So what you might experience in a spa, for example, with glycolic acid might be more concentrated and more harmful to darker skin than this right here. Okay. So there you go. Revealing Radiance Facial Peel. I love that. When I get a frown, I always wonder, was that really a frown or did somebody did somebody accidentally hit that? I'm like, what am I saying that makes somebody upset? Okay. But welcome to the world of online. Then Microdermabrasion. Here's my microdermabrasion. So this falls under the same thing, microdermabrasion. I have had professional microdermabrasion before, and it scratched my skin, was abrasive, and I don't know if I got a rash from it, but it was too much. Whereas this is more gentle, and you can really control the scrub. So that's really, really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the last thing before I hit retinol. Let me just say a few other things I didn't talk about. Obviously, satin lips, dry skin is, I think, a lot of times, just my family, I feel like more oil in the T-zone and more dryness on the body. So satin lips is essential. I'm going to do that before. Even this moisturizer here, because this is a quick way of adding moisture. All right. Again, everybody can use this, but these are some things that specifically can be really, really beneficial. I'm going to tell you another thing that's really good. All right. Making sure you remove your eye makeup. That's huge because we've got melanin on our side. So you want to not then reverse that by not properly removing your eye makeup. Okay. Like for real. Work with what you got. Shake what your mama gave you, but take care of it. This is huge, y'all. Brush cleaner. Putting on the, using the same makeup brushes over and over and over that are not properly cleansed, and you've got extra oil, especially if you've got oil, it's picking up the oil, picking up the oil, picking up the oil. Clean your brushes, and don't clean them with Dove soap that might then have a fragrance that could break you out. So our brush cleaner. How many of you have not done this? And then, before I talk about, I'm going to retinol right after this. Is these are really, really good. Okay, so your foundation primer, I got to put this in there. So foundation primer is going to help because it helps to fill in the ridges even out. It's going to help even to keep it not as, the oil not to break through. So it's going to help with that. I have helped to formulate our foundations, and I will tell you that we really have, seriously, we were recently talking and saying, how many people use our darker foundations? We have a really wide range of foundations. And so that is amazing. They're sheer. The matte is very matte. The luminous is very luminous, but it won't leave your skin totally shiny. Okay. And so that's awesome. Beauty blotters and oil mattifier. It's about, I know you don't feel like you need it now, but give it another 2 months and it'll be time. So oil mattifier has acrylates copolymer in it that helps to absorb the excess oil. And these beauty blotters are linen strips that I could totally experience right now. I got the extra on, and it's going to take it. Now, this is a lot of moisturizer. This isn't all oil, but it's going to take it and just look right there and see how much more matte it made it. Since I have all this moisturizer on, watch what happens when I use the oil mattifier right here. So I'm going to take a teensy bit of this oil mattifier. Uh-oh. You take a little bit, it goes out liquid. You rub it, and it turns almost into a powder consistency. And then you can pat even on top of your makeup, even on top of your eye color. And it helps to mattify. This one right here that I have was from last summer. I travel a lot, and I feel like I need to replace it. I think this one is too watery. A brand new one, it's like shine be gone. Okay. I have to pull a new one out every summer, and it lasts me kind of the whole summer. Okay. Garbage. Last thing. Here we go. Ready? Go. Is retinol good for African American skin? This is an article that is from Wendy. You can Google it. Wendy Roberts, MD. Listen to what she says. The short answer is yes. Retinol products can be used by African American skin on African American skin as it is as just like it could be on lighter skin tones. Retinol has a ton of anti-aging advantages from minimizing dark spots to renewing collagen production. However, not all retinol is created equal, and Black women should know that some retinols can do more damage to the skin than anticipated. Debunking the top 5 Black skin myths. We talked about some of these. You will not wrinkle. It goes into that. It says, while it's true that Black people generally develop wrinkles about 10 years later than their lighter skinned counterparts, the wrinkles do come. The reason why wrinkle formulation is slower is largely due to melanin, okay, which protects the subdermal layers, but it's going to catch up with you. Number 2, you are more prone to pigmentation. So we've learned about that. Number 3, a myth is, yes, we still need sunscreen. We talked about that. Number 4, you should exfoliate less often. That's one of the things that it says when we talked about using products that over exfoliate on your face. While exfoliation is an important part of a beauty routine, over exfoliating Black skin is a primary cause for releasing too much melanin. Those with darker complexion should only exfoliate once or twice a week, preferably with a soft, bristled brush. Okay. So you wouldn't use this with the microdermabrasion, but I'm just saying, make sure even when people are using the brushes, they're not too, if I use a brush, my skin will literally break. I mean, I can feel that. And some of that, it was more, especially when I was dealing with anemia, which had to do with other things. So, hold on, let me get to the retinol part so I can finish on time. So exfoliate less often, soft bristle brush, or another fine method of exfoliation, such as what is done in a dermatology office. Number 5, myth, you should start thinking about anti-aging treatments now, because the myth is that you don't need that. Many Black people buy into the myth that wrinkles are decades away, but the truth is that your skin health and appearance will be better the sooner you start your anti-aging regimen. The sooner you start using anti-aging products, the longer you can forestall visible signs of aging. So work it out, girl. Here's the deal about retinol, and I'm done. Retinol is everyone's best bet for preventing and postponing the visible signs of aging. But if you have darker skin, then you need to be careful about the retinol products. In fact, the best retinol for Black skin is typically the serum, creams, and moisturizers you find from your Mary Kay beauty consultant. It says over the counter, but that is us. Hello. Retinol, which is a fancy name for concentrated vitamin A, sold over the counter, is more diluted and is friendlier to our skin. The best retinol for Black skin includes this over the counter. So the key to finding over the counter retinol products that work well with Black skin is paying attention to the percentage, which is why Mary Kay tells you 0.5, the percentage of retinol present in the products. Anything that promises you a prescription strength is likely going to be too powerful for your skin. Ideally, your retinol product should be loaded with other skin-loving nutrients, including vitamin C, hyaluronic, and even an SPF that we're getting from our other products. So this is also why this calming milk makes a big difference. Retinol is not retin A. We've learned that. That's so important, and retin A can be too strong for our skin. The best retinol products for dark skin are multi-purpose powerhouses that contain a moderate amount of retinol along with other important anti-aging ingredients. Applied daily, when we get to that retinization process, retinol that works inside instead of against dark skin will help reduce hyperpigmentation, minor sun damage, and other superficial skin concerns, such as large pores, fine lines, wrinkles, and scarring from acne. Bam! Okay, I'm like, so I need you to get your retinol on. And it goes on and it talks about how it neutralizes free radicals, how it stimulates collagen production. I'm not going to read all that. How it helps with smooth lines and fine wrinkles, blurs, blemishes, and imperfections. How could you incorporate this into your skincare routine? call your Mary Kay beauty consultant. She will hook you up. And so it goes on and tells you how to use it. And it says right here that when you're doing retinol, avoid microdermabrasion, non-abrasive laser treatments, chemical peels, hydrofacials, dermal fillers, neurotoxins, dermaplaning, microneedling, avoid all that stuff. How many of us are so glad that you have been highly, highly educated? I'm like, bam. So, man, I wish y'all could talk back to me. That was so good. This is like literally, I learned about my skin. I learned about your skin. We talked about, these are the products I talked about. I'm looking at my checklist, make sure I covered everything. Tone corrector, clinical solutions. We talked about vitamin C. We talked about sunscreen. We talked about clear proof. We talked about satin hands and satin body. We talked about you need moisturizer, okay, with sunscreen. So I showed you my Voluform, or if you could use the Miracle Set sunscreen if you want. We talked about extra bright night cream. We talked about microderm, revealing radiance facial peel, oil mattifiers, blotters, CC creams, charcoal mask, brush cleaner, finishing spray. This finishing spray was the last thing we didn't talk about. We call this the holy water because when you apply it in a cross, okay, or an X, okay. So this can help to set and keep that makeup fresh with more oily skin. And we talked about the importance of vitamin D. This is so, so good. So I want you to feel powerful, dynamic, amazing. Celebrate Black History Month. For my white sisters that are watching, y'all, it is go visit the African American Museum virtually and take a class that they're doing. Howard University had something last night at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be doing something that is on my page, not this page, my regular profile. And I think you can maybe still get tickets through Eventbrite. It is, celebrating Black girl magic does not mean everyone else is not magic, but it is celebrating who you are. I am so grateful that I grew up in a house where I was celebrated as beautiful, regardless of what I saw in magazines, regardless of what I saw on TV, regardless of what others said. I love the skin that I'm in, and I want you to love it too. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.